I am from How To Taxes, and I'm here to help you prepare your Form 1040 when you are married filing jointly. The scenario for this video, then, is that you are married, you have a 14-year-old son, and you have W-2 income. On the front page of the Form 1040, under the Filing Status section, check the box that you're married filing jointly, put your name, your spouse's name, your address, and your Social Security numbers at the top of the form. Also, make sure to check the box regarding virtual currencies. In our example, the answer is no. Under the Dependents section, put your son's first and last name, his Social Security number, his relationship to you, and check the box that he qualifies for the child tax credit. On line 1, put your wages. You can find this information in box 1 of the Form W-2 that your employer sent you. In this example, it is $82,700. And obviously, if you and your spouse both had W-2s, add them together and put the amount on line 1. Carry this down to line 9 and line 11 as you have no other income or adjustments to income. On line 12A, put your standard deduction. You can find the amount in the box to the left. Since you are married filing jointly, it is $25,100. On line 12B, put your charitable contributions. The maximum amount that you can deduct for married filing jointly is $600, and it cannot be non-cash contributions. In this example, you gave $600 or more to a charity. Put that amount on line 12B. Add lines 12A and 12B together to arrive at $25,700 on line 12C. And carry that down to line 14 as you do not have a qualified business income deduction. On line 15, subtract line 14 from 11 to arrive at $57,000 for taxable income. Next, we will calculate your tax. Since you have taxable income of at least $57,000 but less than $57,050, and you're married filing jointly, your tax is $6,445. Carry that amount to line 16 and down to line 18, 22, and 24. As you don't have any other taxes or credits. On line 25A, put your federal income tax withholding. You can find this amount in box 2 of your Form W-2. In this example, it is $4,000. Put that amount on line 25A and carry it down to line 25D. Next, we will calculate your refundable child tax credit on line 28. Your child tax credit will be refundable as you have a child that qualifies for the child tax credit, and it is assumed for this example that you had a main home in the United States for more than half of the year. To receive the child tax credit in 2021, Schedule 8812 needs to be filled out. On line 1, enter the amount from line 11 of your 1040, which is $82,700. Line 2D will be 0, and line 3 will be $82,700. On line 4A, put a 1 since you have one qualifying child. On line 4C, subtract 4B from 4A, which will be 1. As line 4B will be 0 as you don't have a child under the age of 6. Since 4A is more than 0, we need to complete the line 5 worksheet. Line 1 will be 0 as you don't have an amount on line 4B. On line 2, multiply line 4C, which is 1, by 3,000. So line 2 is 3,000. Add lines 1 and 2 together to arrive at 3,000 on line 3. On line 4, multiply line 4A by 2,000 to arrive at 2,000 and subtract that from line 3 to arrive at 1,000 on line 5. From the table to the left, on line 6, put 12,500. On line 7, put the smaller of line 5 or line 6, which will be 1,000. On line 8, put 150,000. Line 9 will be 0, as well as line 10 and 11. Subtract line 11 from line 3 to arrive at $3,000 on line 12 and carry that amount to Schedule 8812, line 5. Line 6 will be 0 as it is assumed that your child has the required Social Security number. Thus, line 7 will be 0. For line 8, add lines 5 and 7 to arrive at $3,000. On line 9, put $400,000, which can be found on the table to the left. Lines 10 and 11 will be 0. On line 12, subtract line 11 from line 8 to arrive at $3,000. On line 13, check the box that you had a main home in the United States for more than 1/2 of 2021. Since we checked a box on line 13, we must complete Part 1B. On line 14A, put 0. On line 14B, subtract line 14A from line 12, which is $3,000. Line 14C and D will be 0. Add lines 14B and 14D to arrive at $3,000 on line 14E. It is assumed for this example that you did not receive any advanced child tax credit payments. So line 14F will be 0. Subtract line 14F from line 14E to arrive at $3,000 on line 14G. 14H will be 0. Subtract 14H from line 14G to arrive at $3,000 for your refundable child tax credit. Enter this amount on line 28 of your Form 1040. Line 32 will be $3,000 and add your total payments together to arrive at $7,000 on line 33. If you have an overpayment, put that on line 34. In this example, you have an overpayment of $555. Since you'd want it refunded to you, put that on line 35A. If you want it directly deposited into your bank account, check the type of account that you have on line 35C and fill out the routing and account information on line 35B and D. If you don't want it directly deposited into your bank account, cross off lines B and D and the IRS will send you a check directly. Notice that there is a box to the left of line 35A. You would only check this box if you wanted your refund deposited into more than one bank account. So usually this is left blank. Remember to sign, date, and put your occupations at the bottom of the form. Thank you for watching. I am from How To Taxes. Subscribe for future tax videos.